Have you ever considered the strange, beautiful paradox of a game? We, its creators, meticulously define its boundaries. We write its laws, we set its objectives, and we consecrate its victor. And then, having built this intricate world from nothing, we willingly become prisoners within its walls. We learn to revere the king, not for any inherent quality, but for the power we assign to it. We admire the cunning of the bishop, the unorthodox leap of the knight. We spend our lives strategizing, calculating, advancing all while nursing a single primal fear, the terror of becoming the pawn. The pawn, the most numerous, the most humble, the most expendable. The first into the fray, the first to be sacrificed for a greater good that is not its own. Its value is purely functional, its identity defined by its potential to become something else, something better. But what if we have been looking at the board all wrong? What if the pawn, in its profound simplicity, is the only piece that holds the key to true freedom? What if, in its perceived weakness, in its status as a nobody, lies a perspective that the crowned and anxious king can never hope to attain? This is not a guide on how to win the game. This is an exploration of the liberation that comes from realizing you don't have to play. In a world that relentlessly screams for you to be someone, what is the deep subversive power of choosing to be no one in particular? We live our lives on a stage. We may not see the curtains or the audience, but we feel their presence every moment of every day. This is the grand theater of achievement, and from a very young age, we are handed our scripts. The script has many titles, all variations on a single theme. Realize your potential. Become the best version of yourself. Make your mark. Leave a legacy. This script dictates our vocabulary. We learn to speak the liturgical language of the modern professional class. Synergy, optimization, scalability, growth mindset. We talk about our own lives as if we are startups in need of venture capital, branding our personalities and monetizing our hobbies. Our social media profiles become carefully curated museums of the self, not a reflection of who we are, but a meticulously constructed exhibition of who we want the world to believe we are. Every job title is a polished plaque. Every new skill is an exhibit in a new wing. We are not just participants in this theater. We are its architects and its most ardent enforcers. We judge others by how well they perform their roles, and we live in quiet dread of being judged ourselves. The performance is exhausting. It is a constant, low-grade hum of anxiety, a relentless pressure to measure up to a standard that is always just out of reach. But what happens when an actor on this grand stage simply stops? What happens when someone, in the middle of a scene, puts down the script, walks away from their mark, and stands silently at the edge of the stage? They are not met with applause for their authenticity. They are met with a confused, anxious, and often hostile silence. They have broken the unwritten rule. They have committed the ultimate transgression. They have revealed that the play is, in fact, only a play. This hostility is not imagined. Consider the quiet employee. They are competent, reliable, and diligent. They complete their tasks with care and professionalism. But when asked about their 5-year plan in a performance review, they confess they don't have one. They are content where they are. In the logic of the theater, this is incomprehensible. Their contentment is not seen as peace. It is diagnosed as a pathology, a lack of ambition, a failure to engage, a refusal to grow. Consider the individual who chooses a simpler life, one with less income, but more time. One with fewer possessions, but less stress. They are often viewed with a mixture of pity and suspicion, as if they have contracted a strange disease. What a waste of potential, the audience whispers. In the secular religion of our time, the religion of perpetual self-optimization, a lack of ambition has become a form of heresy. We have subtly but surely rewritten the very definitions of virtue and vice. Goodness is no longer primarily about compassion, integrity, or kindness. Good has become a synonym for successful, productive, and aspirational, and bad has become the descriptor for the one who fails to strive. The loser has become the new sinner. Why this hostility? Because the contented person is a profound threat to the entire system. The theater of achievement runs on a specific fuel, the fear of being worthless. It needs you to believe that your value is conditional, that it must be earned and re-earned every single day through relentless activity. The person who is at peace with being a nobody dismantles that premise. Their very existence is a quiet question posed to everyone else. Why are you running so fast? What are you so afraid of? And forcing the audience to confront that question is deeply uncomfortable. Thousands of years before the first performance review, a group of thinkers observed this frantic human dance with a wry, skeptical smile. The ancient Taoist sages, whose wisdom is captured in texts like the Lieh Tzu, were not interested in offering a better strategy for winning the game. They were interested in pointing out that the game itself was a self-imposed prison of the mind. They saw the desperate chase for fame, power, and wealth not as a noble path to fulfillment, but as a direct route to anxiety, burnout, and self-destruction. In the Lieh Tzu, there is a powerful allegory that perfectly captures this insight. A philosophical debate between two personified concepts, effort and destiny. Effort stands tall and proud, claiming full responsibility for the state of the world. He points to the wealthy, the powerful, and the famous as his handiwork. My influence, he declares, is what separates the great from the small. But destiny, who is portrayed not as a fearsome tyrant, but as a calm, observant force, simply listens and then poses a series of devastatingly simple questions. He asks effort, if you are as powerful as you claim, then why are so many honest, hard-working people impoverished? Why do the most virtuous individuals often live lives of obscurity and hardship? Why do brilliant minds remain unemployed, while corrupt and unintelligent fools are elevated to positions of immense power? Why can you not guarantee a long and prosperous life to the good and a short, miserable one to the wicked? Destiny's conclusion is simple. Effort may be a factor, but destiny, or what we might now call luck, chance, randomness, and circumstance, is the force that ultimately shapes the outcome. This ancient dialogue echoes with thunderous clarity in our modern world. We are living in the age of the hustle culture gospel, a belief system that preaches a single intoxicating sermon. Effort is everything. Your success is entirely in your hands. If you fail, it is your fault, and your fault alone. You didn't work hard enough. You didn't wake up early enough. You didn't want it badly enough. This is the myth of pure meritocracy, and it is sustained by a powerful cognitive distortion, survivorship bias. We obsessively study the handful of winners. We read their biographies, listen to their podcasts, and deconstruct their habits, assuming their success was the inevitable result of a replicable formula. We ignore the silent graveyard of the thousands, perhaps millions, who followed the exact same formula, who worked just as hard, who were just as smart and failed. To blame the algorithm, the market, bad timing, or simple bad luck is considered a weakness, an excuse. But the Taoists would say it is simply an acknowledgement of reality. To deny the role of destiny is an act of supreme arrogance. We do not choose the cards we are dealt, our genetics, our place of birth, the family we are born into, the chance encounters that shape our lives. This is not an argument for laziness or fatalism. It is an argument for humility. It is a dismantling of the cruel and inaccurate belief that the unfortunate deserve their fate. Perhaps the most insidious part of the game is how it has convinced us to measure our own souls. The script of achievement doesn't just dictate our actions. It dictates our sense of self-worth. We have allowed external metrics to become the definitive currency of our inner value. A job title, the number of followers, the size of a paycheck, These are no longer just descriptors of a life. They are its final judgment. This has led to the rise of a cold, brutal vocabulary. We speak of high-value and low-value people as if we are commodities on an open market. Our humanity has been quantified, priced, and ranked. This ideology reduces the beautiful, messy, and incalculable complexity of a human being into a single, crude data point. The Taoist sage Tung Kuo saw this trap with perfect clarity. He tells a story of two friends, one who had become wealthy and successful, the other who remained poor. The successful friend patronizingly suggested that his success was proof of his superior virtue and, therefore, his greater worth. But the sage corrected him, pointing out that both men were deluded. Both were prisoners of a social construct. One was inflated by praise and status, the other crushed by their absence. Neither was free. From this vantage point, worth derived from social or material success is a counterfeit currency. It has no value in the real economy of human existence. The label loser is rendered meaningless. It is a word, a sound, a phantom with no substance. Its only power is the power we collectively agree to give it. So, what happens to the individual who truly internalizes this? Who sees the game for what it is, a grand, elaborate, and ultimately optional illusion? They become an outsider, not by exclusion, but by a conscious act of withdrawal. Our modern mythology is fascinated by this figure. Sometimes, we see him as the Joker, the agent of chaos, who has seen the absurdity of the social order and seeks to expose it by burning it to the ground. He is the ultimate critic, the one who laughs at the seriousness of the game because he understands its rules are arbitrary. At other times, we see him as the Sigma, the silent wanderer, who refuses to play the hierarchical games of dominance and submission. He does not fight the system. He simply renders it irrelevant by operating on his own internal code. His validation comes from within, so the rewards and punishments of the external world have no hold on him. These figures, from the chaotic to the Stoic, are compelling because they represent a radical break from the script. They symbolize the moment a person stops asking, "How can I win?" and starts asking, "Why am I playing?" But one need not become a mythic archetype to find this freedom. This is not about anarchy or total isolation. It is about a profound internal shift in perspective. It is about withdrawing your emotional investment from the outcome of the game. This, then, is the art of losing well. It is not about celebrating failure or aspiring to poverty. The Taoists were practical. They recognized that just as chasing wealth can injure you, abject poverty can also cause great harm. The liberation is not in the outcome, but in the detachment from it. To be okay with being a loser in the eyes of society is to let go of the two great fears that paralyze us, the fear of failure and the fear of judgment. When you are no longer afraid of failing, you are free to truly try, to be creative, to be bold. When you are no longer afraid of what others think, you are free to be yourself. The relentless striving for an outcome you ultimately cannot control is the source of our anxiety. The Taoists suggest a different path. Act with sincerity, do your best, and then let go. Accept the role of destiny. As the Lieh Tzu says, only those who accept the natural flow of events will not be concerned about life and death or anxious about praise or blame. This is the quiet confidence of the pawn who realizes that the king, for all his power, is the most trapped piece on the board, forever confined to moving one anxious square at a time. The pawn, with nothing to lose and no reputation to uphold, is the one with true potential. He is free. And so, we are left standing at a crossroads, with a question that echoes in the silence. This profound detachment from the frantic race of the world, this quiet embrace of being a nobody in a world, screaming for you to be a somebody. Is it the ultimate form of wisdom? A hidden pathway to a peace that most of us will never know? Or is it simply the most elegant and philosophically beautiful excuse for cowardice ever conceived?